been a little long-winded in these. I'll keep this one shorter. But feels good. It's the first of hopefully many. Proud of the guys. Again, they had a bit of adversity in that first half. We had 2 guys go down with injuries, and as the half went on, we just kept growing individually and collectively. The guys that came in the game did a great job. You know, the lineup I thought really played well together. The hope was going into it with the pieces that we put together that the chemistry would be there, and I think you saw that in the game. Real pleased. We're going to enjoy this one, and then we'll get back to work and get ready for San Jose.
Well, Larry's one of the guys you lose in that first half, yet you seem so successfully to unlock them in the second half. How is that possible?
We shifted Darlington Nagbe in his role and then put Khalif on. I thought both of those 2 guys played fantastic, along with Rodney Wallace and Ryan Johnson, and really everybody. You know, I thought it was a comprehensive performance on both sides of the ball. And it, you know, really looked like what we want our identity to be here with the Portland Timbers.
Part of that, Caleb, is when you get up by a goal, you keep going, right? Yeah,
I mean, I think you saw tonight what can happen when we get up on teams. You know, we kept playing, you know, because we always have the ball and we push the game, and they had a hard time getting on the ball because we just kept attacking and kept moving the ball, and now they have to gamble and put numbers forward, which now opens up more space for us to attack and hit them with the second goal, and you know, we even could have had a third. So, you know, I think again it's important to get results for the players to realize what they're capable of doing and realize how powerful this way of playing can be.
How about those injuries to both Valeri and Horst?
I'm not sure, actually, to be honest with you. You know, we're evaluating. I'll get updated on that, I'm sure, after this.
Caleb, how much more room for obviously it's after your first win, but how much more room for improvement does this squad have still at this point?
I think there's a ton more. Again, and I've said this a lot, this is a brand new team with a lot of new pieces. You know, we're gelling every game, every week. You saw our chemistry tonight was very good. It's going to continue to get even better. Obviously, our confidence is going to continue to grow. This was a big step in the right direction. This was that breakthrough that I've been looking for. And, you know, it's big because, you know, it's one thing to know you're playing well and know you're a good team, but to get 3 points, that reinforces it even more.
Can you talk about Ryan Johnson's performance?
He got a few shots, didn't he, tonight, Jeffrey? Yeah, it was very good. Worked hard. You know, his game is predicated on working hard, running, pressing. You know, he's a workman-like player, and he did that tonight. If he's working hard and pressing and running and making things happen, he plays well, and he did that tonight.
Houston came in with about 2 goals a game. Talk about the defensive effort tonight.
It was very good. And it wasn't just the backs. They were tremendous. I thought Jack Jewsbury did an unbelievable job. You know, he played like I'd hoped he would. Smart positionally, balanced our team out. You know, he's just a mature player, experienced player, and you could see that tonight. Mikel Silvestre was class, I thought. Won a lot of air balls in that second half. Mikey Harrington has been very consistent, and he was consistent tonight. And then again, Baptiste going in the game. So the back four was good, but I thought, again, it wasn't just them; it was the entire team. The pressure, I thought, when we got it going, was relentless, and it was tough to deal with. And it meant that Houston went more direct. Early in the game, I thought we could have done a bit better on the first and second balls, but second half, you know, we gobbled that stuff up.
With playing San Jose now two consecutive weeks, does that change at all your mentality going into this next week, knowing that you're going to play them twice?
No. I mean, you know, in this league, there's not a whole lot of secrets. You know, in some ways, there was probably going into this game for us with other teams a bit of a wonder because we've adjusted a bit in our 4 games, and the reason is we're trying to figure out how the pieces fit together because we're a brand new team. but we're evolving as we go. And you know, once we settle in, there'll be some twists that we throw on depending on the opponent, but we want to have continuity as well. So, you know, once you get into the season, there's not a ton of secrets in terms of the game plan and those little details. You know, there'll be some tweaks, like I said, that we put on each game, and you know, maybe there's a player adjustment here or there. But we don't have a whole lot of reason to change after this game.
What was your thinking after you used 2 of your substitutions in the first 25 minutes? What were your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You know, it happened. We had to do it, obviously. There's 2 injuries, so, you know, it is what it is. We made 2 changes, and you know, the reason we held that final sub so long is because we didn't want to make it too early, because obviously if we had another injury, we would be down a man. So, and the reality is we were playing so well, we didn't want to break the rhythm at all. You know, and I think sometimes you think you have to sub, and you do, and it breaks the rhythm a bit. You know, and you end up playing differently for no reason. You know, I wanted to keep playing the way we were playing, and you know, you saw that. We never sat back the entire half, even, you know, up a goal and 2 goals, we kept playing. For me, again, when you play the way we hope to play, you know, we haven't put it together like we put it together tonight, and we got to do it every game. Obviously, there's no guarantees, but when you do put it together, it's tough for teams to come back.
Diego Chara's been through a bit of a rough patch, but really broke out tonight. What did you think the difference was for him?
Again, I think it's the overall group gaining and understanding and a chemistry with each other. You know, so I think early on, I think everybody's been just a little uncomfortable because they don't know each other. You know, and you got a lot of new pieces. So for me, Will Johnson and Chara, you could see they're starting to figure out how to play together. So once they figure it out, like they did tonight, I think everybody becomes a bit more comfortable and settles in. And me too. I mean, over time, I start to figure out my team and what works and what doesn't work, and how to taper off for games, and when you load tactics, when you don't, things you say, how you motivate them, all those things you start to figure out. You know, what works and doesn't work. And certainly, I've made some mistakes. You know, like they have as well in some games, as we start to figure this whole thing out.
How much do you think getting this first win is sort of, you talked about it, just getting that first win could sort of open up the floodgates? I mean, do you still feel that way right now?
Well, it's big, like I said, because it reinforces the hard work we've been doing in training and the way that we play in it. It reinforces that we have a very good team. But we have to do it again and again and again. We've got 29 games left, so you know, we'll get back to work. We'll enjoy this, but you know, it doesn't matter unless we keep doing it.
I think the challenge on Valeri was reckless, and what did you think of the nature of the way Houston came out there in the first half?
I think it was exactly like we thought they'd be. You know, a lot of how they play is built on fight, and they're very effective in how they play, and that's why they have success. You know, we knew that on the road they weren't quite as good as they are at home. You know, so I think in a lot of ways that gave us confidence, because they're very dominant at home, and on the road they're a good team. They're okay, but you know, we felt like we could perhaps expose them a bit on the road, with them being on the road.
Thanks, everyone. Locker room's open.